Hey everybody, thanks for coming back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if this is your first time here. Today I want to talk about something just cool, exciting, fun, something to be excited about instead of the doom and gloom that you're probably used to seeing on the interwebs. Well, this is a story that I saw. It kind of pertains to what I talk about on Forbidden Frontier, just aliens and the future, but also something that I really love. One of my favorite movies as a kid was the Star Trek series. Not the Next Generation or the original, but the series of movies that the Next Generation, or no, excuse me, the original cast was in. I think there was 6 movies. My dad had the VHS that actually had the Enterprise on the side. Do you know what I'm talking about? Anyway, one of my favorite ones was the one where they went to Earth to try to save the blue whales. I always thought that was really cool. And whale song is one of those things that has always intrigued me. In fact, my wife, she has a whale ear, like a petrified whale ear. Really interesting. A friend of hers gave it to her. But I was always curious on what they were saying. You know, the sounds of whales, it's beautiful. And turns out we might not be that far away from being able to communicate with whales. Check this out. Scientists had a groundbreaking conversation with a humpback whale in her own language, and it could help humans chat with aliens one day. Huh, that's pretty amazing. Let me just move that over a little bit for you. Check this out. This is really cool. What do whale experts and alien hunters have in common? More than you might expect. For a recent study published in the peer reviewed journal Peer J, scientists from UC Davis, the Alaska Whale Foundation, and SETI, Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence, teamed up. Their mission: communicate with whales. And they did just that. In a landmark experiment, the team had a 20-minute conversation with a humpback whale named Twain in her own language. Twain and the scientists didn't talk about the weather or the latest fish gossip. We're still a long way from that level of understanding. What did happen, though, was remarkable. The scientists sailed a boat off the coast of Alaska and played what's called a contact call into the ocean to see if any whales would respond. Contact calls are similar to a human greeting. Whales use them to call over other whales to let each other know where they are. Lead author Brenda McCowan, a professor at UC Davis's School of Veterinary Medicine, told Business Insider. They are one of the most common signals within the humpback whale social sound repertoire. Fred Sharp, co-author of Principal Investigator with the Alaska Whale Foundation, told Business Insider. Sure enough, Twain swarmed up to the boat and circled it. For the next 20 minutes, the scientists emitted the same contact call 36 times at varying intervals, and Twain responded to the call each time, even closely matching the intervals. Meaning, if the scientist waited 10 seconds before calling back to Twain, she would in turn wait 10 seconds before responding. McCowan said this type of interval matching suggests Twain was engaging in an intentional exchange. It certainly felt like we had been heard, Sharp told BI, emphasizing that their work is done with a permit from the National Marine Fisheries Services, and readers should not try this at home or see. And we hope that she felt the same way too. We believe this is the first such communicative exchange between humans and humpback whales in the humpback language, McCowan said in a statement. The calls come from the humpback whales the researchers had recorded from a small group of whales just the day before the encounter. The group had included Twain, so it's possible Twain was responding to her own signal. We might have been playing back her own hello to her. So I was laughing. Nisha, I sent this to her. I was like, check this out. This is kind of cool. She's like, so they were just saying her name back to her, and she was just do you think she was mocking them? You know, obviously the fact that they were in the same intervals, right? So like if they waited 10 seconds, then the whale waited 10 seconds. That alone is really interesting and cool. And it denotes an intelligence that they're able to understand time in a sense. And that to me is the biggest thing about this that was really cool. I think it's kind of weird that they could be playing back her own message, or it could be actually horrible. Like, what if this Twain was hearing her like offspring, right? And thought that maybe it was their offspring out where this boat was. And she was like thinking that maybe it was inside the boat or something. I don't know. Like, who knows what's going through this humpback whale's mind. But I don't know. It's interesting. So what does this have to do with talking to aliens? Turns out Twain's behavior could be akin to how intelligent alien races may seek humanity out, says Lawrence Doyle, principal investigator at the SETI Institute and co-author on the paper. An important assumption in the search of extraterrestrial intelligence is that extraterrestrials will be interested in making contact and so target human receivers. Sort of how Twain responded to the contact call of the scientists, Doyle said in a statement. Doyle and his colleagues at SETI are working with whale and animal experts at the UC Davis and Alaska Whale Foundation to create intelligent filters to aid in their search for extraterrestrial intelligence. If extraterrestrials are out there sending us signals, trying to communicate, we might miss them if we don't know what to look for, Doyle told BI. By perfecting these intelligent filters, scientists could use them to identify intelligent signals from space in an attempt to make first contact with an alien race. There are diverse intelligences on this planet, and by studying them, we can better understand what an alien intelligence might be like, because they're not going to be exactly like ours. You know, one thing that pops in my head when I was reading this, if we're sending back a signal from Twain that we recorded from Twain's group of whales, we don't know what it means. So if we get a signal from an alien spacecraft or a civilization, I don't even know how, close enough that they would be able to receive a signal that we send back, right? I guess because space, who knows how they might be long dead by the time our response signal gets back to them. But say we intercept one of their signals and we go, wow, this is an alien signal. It truly is not anything that we sent out there. It is very clearly a signal from something else, not just like a magnetic interference or wave traveling through the universe. What if we are an alien race and we are going to conquer your planet? And any attempts to avoid this is basically saying you need to be wiped out completely instead of just being pushed aside whenever we need something from your planet. And we send that same message back to them, right? Thinking that, oh, if we send the same message, they'll get they'll hear their own words, or they'll know that we're sending it. Who knows, right? There's a lot of assumptions with this kind of research. There's no definitive proof that this whale knew what we were saying. Maybe it was just mindlessly sending back a message that it was hearing, right? Or an alien might be threatened by the fact that we're sending back something that they're sending to us, which could have been a threat or could have been a hello. Who knows? We couldn't know, right? Because how would we decipher an alien language? This is more, it's not about communicating more. I feel like nonverbal would be the way, right? Because you and I could speak a different language and we can meet in real life and shake hands and smile at each other and recognize that we're not a threat to each other, share food with each other. I could buy you a meal, some things that don't require talking or communicating. Although, well, technically we would be communicating, but non-verbally. And I think that would be the way when we do, in fact, meet aliens in the future, which I'm sure, I personally believe that there's aliens out there. Do you? I mean, I think so. I don't know. All of my research, all of my studies, I mean, the Drake equation, it just, the universe is massive. Yeah, we have a Goldilocks zone, but that's for life as we know it. And that's my favorite phrase, life as we know it, right? I think there's bacteria in Enceladus in the oceans underneath their icy surface. I mean, there's teams of energy coming, or of life feeding on the energy from the undersea thermal vents on our own planet. No sun reaches down there, but if you look down there, there's plenty of life. I think that's what's going on in Enceladus, but that's not an intelligent life that we know, or maybe it is. Who knows? Maybe it's some octopus type of alien creature lives under there and has a whole city. Anyway, let me finish reading this here. Let's see. The research is also testing the idea of whether or not intelligent alien life would even seek us out. How they could discern that, I have no idea. Whale research has indicated if you're intelligent, curiosity comes along with that, and you want to make contact. Well, I agree with that. I like that. The scientists said they hope similar work can be carried out with other intelligent animals on Earth, including other cetaceans like dolphins, carnivores that cooperate to hunt, and other highly social species like meerkats and animals. Well, I really hope that they study octopuses more. And it is octopuses or octopi. Technically they're both correct, but I'm pretty sure octopuses is the correct way to put it. Either way, they're incredibly smart creatures that I think they're the humans of the sea, if there were to be them. I mean, dolphins are incredibly smart too. I think we really pride ourselves, maybe to a fault, that we are the reigning champions. I agree with that statement, actually. But anyway, thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this story. I certainly did. Check out my new Rippaverse hat. I hope you guys have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And I'll see you next time.